And if you're in the market to buy or sell a home, BT Investment Group has over a decade of experience in the Lexington area.
And we're going to find out more about that this morning. We are joined by the owner and president of the BT Investment Group, Brian Evans. And it's good to have you with us.
Thanks for having me. Great to see you again.
This is an intriguing business. We were talking about it because you spend some time educating people about what it is you do and how legitimate your business is and that you do this the right way. You're not the guy with the poster by the intersection where folks drive by and see buy houses, right?
No, we invest a lot of money with your station and other stations to really try to represent ourselves and explain that we're the real deal. We do this full time. We have a full-time staff, and we're here to help you every step of the way.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people are very overwhelmed by this process, no matter where they're coming from, buying or selling. So how do you walk them through it?
So the process is actually really simple. First thing is you got to pick up the phone and call. Where you're going to talk with me personally one-on-one, and I'm going to ask you some questions about your house. The more I understand about your house and your situation, the better we can come up with options to help you meet your goals. So every situation is different, but it's really all about the math. Obviously, I'm not a retail buyer, so my intentions clearly and honestly is to make a profit because that's how I feed my family. But there's a lot of different and unconventional ways to sell a house that most realtors and most people don't know. And if I'm not a buyer for your house, my intention is to go in there and do the best I can to understand your numbers and situation and offer guidance if I'm not the buyer on what I would recommend if you were a family or friend. Because there's a lot of situations where it is very difficult to get out of, and there are unconventional ways which work and that are legal, that are moral, that are ethical to help people get out of homes.
Yeah, so it could end up that somebody approaches you about buying their house and you say, well, the best thing for you might be something else.
Yeah, I would clearly say in the first 15 seconds, I say, I'm not your buyer. But I tell you what, I've got some great relationships with some private realtors that could help you. I would even be willing to go to your house, give you some options and some ideas on what I would recommend doing if it was my house to sell. And sometimes it's literally just disconnecting yourself from the love you have for your house because it's just a house, but you've got great memories there, and sometimes you just need to close a chapter and move on. So creating that separation mentally for a seller is hard.
Is that hard for people sometimes? Because it is where, you know, their kids took their first steps, and as Andrew was saying, it was where they marked on the wall, this is when they were 4'2" or whatever.
My response to that is you have to do what's in your best interest, and you have to decide what's most important. What's most important? Is it getting out of this so you can move on to the next chapter so you don't have to make 2 mortgage payments anymore? Or is it trying to get top dollar for your house? And if you can be patient, then you should. But if you need to move out quickly, then that's where an option like me and my company would come into play.
Now, how do people get in contact with you if they are looking to enter into this process?
Well, that's a great question. Well, you can call the number on this screen. I assume there'll be a phone number on this screen. But you can go to our website, which is btinvestmentgroup.com. You can also look us up on the Better Business Bureau. We have an A+ rating. We've been around for well over a decade, and I hope we'll be around for much more.
All right. Well, it was very interesting. Thanks for coming by.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.